Hi, my name is John and welcome back to the channel. So, you've nabbed yourself an H90. You're extremely excited, but a bit overwhelmed. Well, I know how you feel. If you haven't seen my previous video, take a look here. This is me being a bit confused for the first couple of hours with the H90. It is not straightforward. Well, I've now read the manual, all 204 pages of it. And today we are going to decode some of the basics of the pedal and get you from a complete beginner to someone who knows their way around and can make their own fantastic sounds with this pedal. By the end of this video, you'll have a solid understanding of the basics and you'll know your way around the pedal and be able to start making your own sounds and experiment and create some fantastic, unique sounds that are for you. So here we are, we have the H9 set up. We have a simple ARP going on in the background. We are on clean ambient, which is program 1. So the first thing that you need to try and understand with the H90 is the terminology, which is not particularly helpful. So there's a number of layers. So if you turn the select button, you scroll through from 1 up to 99. This is called a list. There's 99 programs in a list. So each one of these, clean ambient, bedroom vibes, T-drive, delay, is a program. And a program is a collection of 2 effects. And I guess that is the nub of the H90. You can have 2 effects for 1 signal. So at the moment I have a stereo signal coming in and a stereo signal coming back out. And I have it just being applied to the ARP. So this button here turns the effects on and off. So that has a slight effect on it, and that is just the try signal. So in Eventide language, each effect type is called an algorithm. So I would call that a delay or a reverb or a chorus or a flanger. Eventide call that an algorithm. Now on the H90, there are 62 effect algorithms, 10 of which are completely new and haven't been on any previous Eventide pedal. It includes all 52 effects from the H9 Max. So when you look at the display, when it says a digital delay, that digital delay is what Eventide call an effect or an algorithm. And the SB 2016 Reverb is another type of effect. This is one of the new ones, in fact. So you have a program which is a collection of these 2 effects. And then within each effect, imagine if you have a separate pedal, a separate guitar pedal that is a digital delay. It'll have loads of knobs, it'll have input gain, it'll have feedback, it'll have modulation, might have output gain, might have time delay, or will have time delay. When you tweak all of those knobs and then save that, you can save that those knob positions as a preset, which is the button here. So within each effect algorithm, you have a preset that you can save. So obviously, a digital delay, you can have 5, 10, 20 different varieties of that digital delay, and each one of those is a preset. When you are changing the virtual knobs on each effect, each one of those is a parameter. And so that is the terminology. So you have an effect algorithm, you tweak the parameters, you save that as a preset, and then you allocate it to either A or B. And then when you save that, that's a program. It is much more confusing than it needs to be. So what I want to do in this video is take you from somebody who loads this up and goes through the onboard factory presets, or programs in fact, sorry, and just plays with them, to someone who really understands this pedal and can make their own presets with their own set of parameters and their own programs. So let's get into it. So the first thing we need to do is to get out of the Eventide user list 1, which is the set of 99 programs that you scroll through when you first get the box. So if you press both of these buttons on the left together, well, you get to the main menu, it's gone straight into global. This is the system menu. If you press this button on the left, you go into the global menu, and you see on the left, it says playlist user 1. User 1 is that list of 99 that it comes with. If you scroll to user 2, and then get out of there, well, in fact, we have gone straight to 01 JK delay verb. Now this is what I want to set up from the beginning with you. This is something that I've come up with, and and it is in my list. If I just bypass that for now, if you then scroll through, you'll see that the rest of the 99 in this user list 2 are completely blank. So let's start with a blank program, number 2. So at the moment, we only have the dry signal. So we have A is just a through and B is just a through. So the signal is just coming straight through. So the first thing we want to do is to select an algorithm, which we want an effect. So I'm going to recreate, or at least recreate something similar to the one we did before, that I did earlier, which is a delay going into a reverb, a fairly common combination that I'm sure most people want to set up. So if you press presets here, you can then search for a starting point. So you can search, I'm going to leave this on searching for through all of them. If you scroll through the second knob here, you'll go through all the different types of algorithms. So I want a delay, and if there's a bucket delay, band delay, digital delay, duck delay, filter pong, headspace, so there's lots and lots and lots. Let's go with a tape echo and see what that sounds like. So if we then, that is our search criteria. If we then use the select button on the left to, actually we have in fact got this on the B algorithm. So if I go back to A, and do the same again, because I want the delay first before we go into the reverb, and then we then scroll through. Because we have this active, you'll be able to hear the effect straight away. If you then use the select button on the left to scroll through, it will preview each effect, and because it's a tape echo, you'll get pitch distortion as you're changing the time of each one. So I quite like that. Let's go with that. So we will select that by pressing the select. So it is still, our program number 2 is still called init program. It has a tape echo, and on the B it says tape echo, but it is grayed out because it is bypassed at the moment. If we go into presets and we press it again, we go on to B. Oh, I need to make it active. Yes, there we go. If I want to bypass the echo, and so we're just going to try and find ourselves a reverb, which we like here. So if we scroll through the type again and get to reverb, and let's do all, and then as we scroll through, now tremolo reverb, a bit shaky, sounds like that's going to go quite well with tape echo, so we'll go with that. Right, now if I turn on tape echo again, so that is what our preset currently sounds like. So as it is, you have now created a program which does not exist in the box that it came with. We are just using 2 presets out of the box at the moment, but we have a program that is totally unique. So the next thing to do would be to save it. So if you hold the program button, we want to save it in user 2 list, which is what we're in, and number 2, which is what we're in. If we press the perform button, we will save it, and we can then press these buttons in, delete what's there. We'll call it del verb. So we have saved our program number 2 as del verb. We have a tape echo going into tremolo verb, but we can do more than that. So if you recall from my first video, these 3 buttons can be programmed, and at the moment they are just standard. They're in gain, out gain, tails. So, and if you press on them and click, page 2 is B in gain, out gain, tails. So not particularly interesting. So what we want to do is change these to something a bit more interesting that we can then adjust. So if you click in, we'll get onto the first screen here, and then hold it in, you get to this screen. Now this screen lists all the things that these 3 knobs can control. So if I take the one on the left to start with, at the moment you see it's selected in gain. If we scroll down, we'll get something which we might find a bit more interesting. So maybe the wet mix for this one. I want to keep page 1 all on about A. So you can see each of these can do P, which is the program level. So we can do the program level mix. If you scroll down, we can do the A. I think we might need out gain to make it a bit louder, and then maybe we'll have some saturation. I want to be on the first page, which is wet mix, out gain, and saturation. So I had done it correctly, actually. If we want to change the second page now. The second page, the square is on the right, and these I want to affect the reverb. So potentially we want the mix. Potentially we want the decay. And maybe the modulation depth. We can take the reverb off. Right up. Actually, so now we can take the reverb right up. We can make it a short decay. We can make it more and more stereo. So we can set a basic level. A little bit of reverb and a little bit of delay. So we have the tape echo and we have the reverb on top of it. And that's the dry signal. So at this stage we have our basic program, tape echo going into reverb. We've set up our 3 buttons that we can change this quite quickly, but we can go deeper and actually set up our standard sound a little bit more deeply. If we press the parameters button here, this takes us into a deeper set. So this one press has taken us to the B tremolo. If I press it again, it takes us to P, then to A. So if we go to, this is the program settings. So I'm thinking that overall, I'd like this to be a bit more of an effect. So I'm going to turn up the whole program's output. And if we go into A, we can then, this signal here, by the way, means that this is tempo synced to the original input. We can change the wet mix, we can change the A delay, and because it's tempo synced, it will change. It'll change within a certain division of the tempo. And if you see this line here, we have 5 pages of effects that we can change. So we can change the feedback, the wow and flutter. We might want to take this down. I'll tell you why in a second. Filter. So the filter, this seems to filter out the highs. I want the highs in there because there isn't much low information. Okay, that's sounding pretty good. If we then go to press this parameters button again, we get to the, again, 5 pages of parameters that we can affect. Pre-delay, speed, stereo depth, manual modulation, low levels, we're taking out the lows. Also taking out the highs. We might want to boost that for this kind of sound. Maybe we want to boost tremolo as well. Okay, so I quite like where we are now. So if I get out of this button, I think any of these should get me out. Yes, so we're back. So then this is our program that we have created. If we press this button here, this is the dry sound. Now if we just save this before we go any further, so hold the program button in again and just press the perform button, we will save that. So this is now locked in. And because we have set these quick knobs here, we can very quickly change, take out the highs, going to make it much more of a tremolo. So very quickly we've created a sound that this box did not come with. And I think that is a good place to stop. We have gone from understanding how we can create our own list of programs, we can set presets for A and for B, we can change the parameters for A and for B, and we can set some quick knobs here to change them on the fly from the saved version. And you'll note, because I've changed these, there's an asterisk here in the program, which means that the current setting is not what's saved. So if we play this, if I go to the delay and verb that I created earlier, which is different, which is quite nice, and then back, this then loads in the saved version, which is slightly different to the version we were playing with before. Still very nice. Okay, so the next stage is to take this, and what you can then create is snapshots of each program that you can then quickly change between, so that while you're either performing live, or if you're recording an instrument live in your DAW, you can maybe have an effect for the verse or the intro, you can have an effect for the drop, and you can also have the same effect but different parameters, maybe slightly more extreme, for the breakdown. So if that sounds good, I'll see you in the next video. Well, hopefully you're not feeling like a complete beginner on the H90 now. You know your way around, you can make your own presets and programs, so no longer a beginner. If this video is slightly too complicated, then feel free to take a look at my previous video on the H90, where I am an absolute beginner, having not even read the manual. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to stick around and catch my next video, where we take an even deeper dive on the H90 and take you from competent to an expert. See you then.